Hola, ¿cómo están? Pues yo estoy muy bien, estoy aquí en mi casa, haciendo este video para ustedes. Hoy estamos en la semana número 6 y vamos a aprender acerca de los pronombres con comandos. All right, so we have learned commands and now we're going to learn how to use command with pronouns. All right, so what does that mean? It's pretty much when you give a command to somebody and use pronouns. For example, I'm going to give you an example in English. Let me type it. For example, buy it to me. Okay. All right. First of all, we need to know what is it, right? So I'm been talking about I'm going to make a cake, but I don't have sugar, so we need to buy sugar. And then I go and say, buy for me. You know that it is sugar, right? So that is a pronoun. And then when I say, okay, for example, when I say, when I say, we're gonna go out, but little Miguelito does not have shoes on, and then I say, hey, Carlos, go and bring them to him. Okay, so them is what? Is shoes, and him is Miguelito. Okay, so the pronouns that replace object we call direct object pronouns. And the pronouns that tell us where the direct object pronouns go, we call it indirect object pronouns. This is in English, okay? And we do exactly the same thing in Spanish. All right, so we're going to go back here and we are going to review the direct and indirect object pronouns, okay? So again here, the DOP is the one who received the action from the verb, and when you read a sentence like this one, will hit the ball, and we don't know exactly which one is the direct object pronoun, then you got to ask in your head what or whom, and whatever is the answer, that's what you're going to replace with those pronouns right here. The direct object pronoun is me, te, lo, la, nos, los, and las, okay? Which the most common one is this one right here and this one right here. They are the most common one, okay? So we go back here. Bill hit the ball, and you go, I don't know which one is the direct object pronoun. I don't know what I'm going to replace here with those pronouns. So I go in my head and go, what Bill's going to hit, or is hitting, or is going to hit? And the answer is the ball, right? So, and the ball will be it. Bill hit it. And in Spanish, the ball is la pelota. La pelota, okay? You're going to replace la pelota with one of those pronouns. So what pronoun you're going to use for la pelota? La, that one right here, which is it for feminine, right? Okay, and then we have the indirect object pronoun, which is right here, tell us where the DOP is going to. Pretty much the one who received the DOP, it's most of the time is people. And the pronoun is me, te, le, nos, and les. But the most common one is this one right here. No te. Te is not common. And and this one right here. Oh, okay, and that one, and les. Le and les is the most common one. Actually, no, all of them. In this case, it's all of them. Yes, it's all of them, okay? All right, so here is a sentence. He gives the book to Maria. I don't know where is the indirect object here, so I'm going to ask in my head, whom, to whom, or for whom, and then whatever is the answer, that's what you're going to replace with this one. So, to whom he's going to give the book to, and the answer is Maria. So you're going to in this case, an indirect object pronoun, sometimes it's okay to have the pronoun those pronouns in the name, okay? I will show you later. So Maria, for Maria will be her, right? Which is le. Okay, now we're going back here and we're going to talk about the commands. Remember what is a command? Command is when you tell somebody what to do and what not to do. So there are two types of commands. We have affirmative and negative. Affirmative is when you tell somebody what to do, and negative is when you tell somebody what not to do. For example, the negative will be do not eat candy, do not close the door. And affirmative will be eat your soup, study for the test you're going to have tomorrow. That's affirmative. Now we are going to learn how to talk like that, okay? Commandos or commands with the direct and indirect object pronouns, okay? But first of all, we need to, I'm going to introduce to you the formula. So for affirmative command will be command plus indirect object pronoun, if there is any, and then direct object pronoun, and then the noun, okay? And then the rest of the information. The negative, this is the formula. No, you have to start with no. And then that will be indirect object pronoun, if it's any, plus direct object pronoun plus the command, okay? All right, you see how negative is the opposite of this one. You start with this one, then with this one, and then this is the last one, but you must have no, okay? All right, so all right, so we're talking about like here, I'm going to make a cake, but we don't have no sugar and I need you to go and buy it. All right, so how you say to buy in Spanish? Comprar, and then what is the command for AR verb, the usted command? What is it? Compra, right? Compra. Then how you say sugar in English? That will be azúcar, all right? All right, azúcar is feminine, so you're going to replace azúcar with the direct object pronoun, right? Then we go back here, direct object pronoun, because azúcar is an object, all right? So azúcar, you're going to replace it with what? With la, perfecto, la. So you're going to replace la. You cannot say buy it the sugar to me. It's buy it or buy sugar, no both. Okay, to whom you going to buy the sugar? To whom you going to buy the sugar? That's the indirect object pronoun, right? So you're going to buy it to me, right? Okay. Okay. Now, according to the formula, all right, you need to have command, you need to have indirect and then direct. All right? So right here, this is pretty much how you talk in English, right? In English is command, direct and indirect, which is right here. In Spanish, we don't talk that way. We do, this one comes first, me, and then la, and all that goes, you gotta attach it to the command. For example, cómprame la. This is how you say. Cómprame la, it's equal to buy it to me, okay? So in English, this one right here, the it's direct object pronoun, and me, it's to me or me, it's indirect object pronoun. And in Spanish, you gotta flip those two, okay? And then when the command is affirmative, you have to attach it to the command. So cómpramela, and you have to have an accent mark. Cómpramela, all right? That means, again, buy it to me. Buy it to me or for me? Buy it to me. Buy it for me. I think it's for me. Buy it for me. Yeah, for me. I'm sorry. Buy it for me. Okay. And then that's affirmative. Then when the comment is negative, remember we do this in contrary to this one right here, but we do not attach, okay? We do not attach that to the comment. Give me 1 second because I don't think we have to. Yep. Okay, yeah, we're gonna cover that right now. Okay, so let's see. Let's do the same thing, buy it to me, which is buy it to me in Spanish. Let's do the same one. So again, the formula is you were supposed to start with no. Which one is the indirect object pronoun? Indirect object pronoun, it's because you're gonna buy it to me, right? Me. And what is the direct object pronoun, which is the sugar? And sugar is azúcar, and you're going to replace azúcar for la. And what is the negative comment? Comprar. 1 second. Comprar. Okay. ¿Dónde está? Comprar. All right, that's the command for comprar for the usted form. No la compre. That's equal to do not buy it. Okay? Again, do not buy it for me. Okay, again, in English we use the direct first and then indirect. And here I'm using indirect and then direct, okay? All right, I'm gonna give you, this topic can be very confusing. I'm just gonna try to do the best I can, all right? But remember, I'm available for you. You're welcome to send me an email, ask for an appointment, and I will call you if you need me. But I know this topic can be a little bit confusing. So I'm gonna do vender slash carro slash, oops, and that's it. I'm going to have sentences with the indirect and sentences without indirect, all right? No more. When you give a comment, sometimes in English, sometimes you don't have to have indirect, all right? For example, when I tell you to do something, I don't have to say for whom you have to do it, all right? Do your homework, eat your soup, go and buy sugar in the supermarket, go and buy the books, pick up the books. I'm using direct. I'm not telling you, go and buy books for yourself, go and buy sugar for me. So sometimes the commands don't have indirect, but it must have direct, right? Because you're replacing the object. So this one won't have indirect object pronouns. So I'm going to have escribir carta. What's carta? Carta is letter. Carta a Rosa. Okay. All right, so we're going to do number one. Number one, I want you to do the state command, and you have to use direct and indirect object pronouns. Now, we're going to do it affirmative and negative, okay? So we're going to start with affirmative. And remember, you got to go to the formula, all right? Formula, which is command plus indirect plus direct, okay? This one right here, not all the time you're going to have it. But this one, yes, all the time. All right, so vender carro. So how would you do vender for the usted command? Venda. And you're going to replace carro for carro is what? We go here, we're doing the direct object pronoun. Carro, it's masculine, so it's lo. And then we're going to do lo. Okay, but what is the formula? The formula is when you're doing affirmative command with direct and indirect object pronoun, you have to attach it, okay? So I gotta attach it, okay? And then it's véndalo. I need to have the accent mark. That's affirmative. Now we're gonna do the negative. Véndalo means sell it. See, I don't say for whom. Sell it. So now I'm going to say do not sell it. Okay? What's the formula? No plus indirect plus direct plus comment. Okay? So no indirect. We don't have no indirect because it doesn't say for whom or to whom you're going to sell the car. So no indirect. What's the direct? Direct is carro. We replace it with lo. And what is the comment? Comment is vender. No lo venda, okay? You do not attach anything when the comment is negative, but you do attach every single thing when the comment is affirmative, okay? I'm going to have another example, which is this one, escribir carta rosa. What is the comment for escribir? ¿De usted comment? Escriba. Well, this time I'm going to do ustedes. You telling everybody, hey, all of you, write the letter to Rosa. Escriban. Carta is letter. You're going to replace carta for what? That's the direct object pronoun. You're going to replace it for, it's it, and it's feminine, la. So that will be la. And then rosa, rosa, rosa. Rosa, it's right here. It's the indirect. The letter is going to go to rosa. Remember, tell us where the DOP is going to. In this case, going to rosa. And rosa, it's le. See? Her, le. And then we go back here and do le. Okay. Now, remember, this is wrong because in Spanish you have to have indirect and then direct, okay? So then the indirect it's le and the direct is la. Le is rosa and la is letter. And you're supposed to attach everything to the command, right? You're supposed to. Oop. Okay, now be careful. This is something else that I have to clarify. You cannot have two L's like that, okay? You cannot have two L's like that. When you have two L's like that, the indirect object pronoun becomes se. So that will be escríbansela. Escríbansela, okay? You cannot have two L's. Escríbansela. Now I have more than one. I want all of you to write letters to Rosa, okay? To Rosa y Juan, okay? For Rosa y Juan is they, correcto? And then you go here, and they or them, it's less, correcto? And then, well, then you go and say, well, it's now less. Oops, it's now less here, right? Because you're going to, all of you write letters to those two. But still you have the two L's here. You cannot have the two L's. Again, the indirect object pronoun becomes se. You don't touch the direct, okay? You do not touch the direct, only the indirect. Okay, let's see. I think we cover everything, but I know this topic can be a little bit hot. And again, if you need help, please let me know, okay? Bueno, nos vemos pronto y terminamos con la lección comandos y pronombres. Hasta mañana.